FYISC Chapter 12, The Problem of Poverty in India. Part 4, Programs for Poverty and Unemployment Alleviation. 1. Employment Assurance Scheme, FYISC. FYISC was started on October 2, 1993 in 1778 rural backward blocks situated in drought-prone, desert, tribal and hilly areas. It was restructured in 1999 to 2000 to make it a single-wage employment program. It is a centrally sponsored scheme on a cost-sharing ration 75-25 between the center and the states. The two main objectives of FYISC are to create additional wage employment opportunities during the lean agricultural season when there is a huge shortage of wage employment for the BPL rural people. It aims at providing 100 days of work to 2 members of a rural family in the agricultural lean season. To create durable productive community assets for sustained employment and development. 2. Pradhan Mantri Gramadaya Yojana, FYISC was introduced in the budget of 2001 in all the states and union territories of India, in order to achieve the objective of sustainable human development in the village level. Its objective is to focus on village-level development in 5 critical areas, i.e. health, primary education, drinking water, housing and rural roads so as to improve the quality of life of the people in the rural areas. It includes 3 major projects. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, to provide good all-weather roads in the rural areas with a population of more than 5 persons. Pradhan Mantri Gramadaya Yojana, for housing development in the rural areas. Pradhan Mantri Gramadaya Yojana, Rural Drinking Water projects for providing water harvesting, water conservation and drinking water for the drought-prone areas. 3. Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, SCRI. SCRI was launched in September 2001 with the objective of to provide wage employment along with food security in the rural areas to the BPL people. To create durable community, social and economic assets. The ongoing Employment Assurance Scheme, FYISC, and Jawahar Gram Samri Yojana, GZ, projects were subsequently integrated with SCRI. The scheme was implemented as a centrally sponsored project on a cost-sharing ratio of 75-25. The scheme was merged with Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA, with effect from 1 April 2008. 4. Food for Work Program, FWP. FWP is a scheme under the Ministry of Rural Development which the central government of India launched. In February 2001 with the aim at augmenting food security through wage employment in the drought-affected rural areas in 150 most backward districts of the country. The scheme is formulated to provide food security in 150 most backward districts of the country. The target group of the FWP scheme is the rural poor requiring financial assistance by the means of wage employment. The scheme would provide wage employment to any individual willing to do manual unskilled labor. Under this scheme, wages are paid partly in food grains and partly in cash. The wages paid to the skilled and unskilled labor should be in accordance to the minimum wages predetermined by the state government. The wages paid should be equal for both men and women laborers. The payment of wages should be made on a predetermined day of the week. This scheme is implemented by state governments and the center helps the state governments by providing appropriate quantity of food grains free of cost to drought-affected states. 5. Krishi Shramik Suraksha Yojana (C) was launched in July 2001 and it aims at providing social security benefits to the agricultural laborers in the age group of 18 to 60 years. The scheme provided social security benefits to agricultural workers in the form of life insurance protection and pension to those who were between the ages of 18 to 50 years. 6. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (NREGA). NREGA aims at providing livelihood security to the rural households. NREGA, which has been hailed as the world's largest and most ambitious social project, was designed with the following key objectives. This flagship program of the government aims at providing livelihood security to rural households. Generation of paid rural employment of not less than 100 days for each worker who volunteers for unskilled labor. Proactively ensuring social inclusion by strengthening livelihood base of rural poor, empowerment of women. Creation of durable assets in rural areas such as wells, ponds, roads and canals. Reduce urban migration from rural areas. Create rural infrastructure by using untapped rural labor. It is one of the most ambitious pro-poor schemes in the world to tackle rural poverty and unemployment by providing employment to the rural people. NREGA has also led to higher agricultural wages, benefiting all employed workers, empowerment of women who work in large numbers. Improved economic condition and reduction in migration from the rural areas. NREGA has contributed to rural development through construction of rural roads, soil conservation, flood control and land improvement projects. In its report of 2015, has acclaimed NREGA as the best-known employment guarantee scheme, providing direct jobs to the rural poor, and has been cited as an exemplary in job creation for the poorest rural households. NREGA has been riddled with corruption and leakages. Delay in wage payments has also been a dampener. However, the program has been streamlined now by integrating it with Aadhaar-linked payment system to provide direct benefit transfer to the bank account of the beneficiaries, thereby reducing the delays in payment and leakage. 7. Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana, (SHRI), National Urban Livelihood Mission, (NULM). SHRI came into operation from December 1997. By merging various programs operated earlier for urban poverty alleviation like Nehru Rozgar Yojana, (NRI), and Prime Minister's Integrated Urban Poverty Eradication Program, (NEOPEP). SHRI was replaced by NULM in September 2013. It aims to provide gainful employment to the urban unemployed or underemployed poor BPL persons through setting up of self-employment ventures or through provision of wage employment and by creating opportunities for skill development. It is funded on a cost-sharing ratio of 75-25 between the center and the states and has the following schemes. The Urban Self-Employment Program separately for males and females. Skill training for employment promotion amongst the urban poor. The Urban Wage Employment Program. Urban Community Development Network. 8. Indira Awaz Yojana, i.e. IE was a major scheme for construction of houses for the poor, and its objective was to provide financial assistance to the poor rural households for construction/upgradation of houses. Initially, it aimed at providing houses free of cost to the poor families of SC/ST and freed bonded laborers, but subsequently, it extended to cover the poor categories as well. The scheme was funded on a cost-sharing ratio between the center and the states in the ratio of 75-25. About 325 lock houses were constructed/upgraded under this scheme by 2013-14. 9. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, May. The NDA government has replaced all the existing housing schemes of the previous government by a new scheme called Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, May. May was launched on June 25, 2015 and aims at providing housing for all to the urban poor. The objective is to ensure that 2 crore houses are built across the country by 2022. The primary target groups of May are poor people belonging to the low-income group and economically poor sections. Under this scheme, a subsidy will be provided by the central government to the targeted group, ranging from 1 lakh rupees to 2.3 lakh rupees. The interest subsidy ranges from 3% to 6.5%, depending on the amount of loan availed by the beneficiaries. 10. Shiksha Sahayog Yojana, C. was launched on December 31, 2001. It aims at providing 100 rupees per month to the children of parents living below the poverty line and are covered under Janashri Bima Yojana of LIC for their education from the 9th to 12th standard. The scholarship is paid for a maximum period of 4 years and no premium is charged on it. 11. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. Individuals who are below the poverty line can get registered to this insurance policy. This scheme is assisted by the central government. Under this scheme, uninsured people of 18 to 70 years of age can get themselves into the normal insurance services, death and accidental insurances. By paying not more than 12 rupees annually and can avail up to 2 lakh rupees death, accidental claim. 12. Pradhan Mantri Atal Pension Yojana. This welfare scheme involves providing contributory insurance security to the people of more than 60 years of age working in the unorganized sector. Under this scheme, the central government contributes up to 1,000 rupees per person per annum for a period of 5 years. Persons of 18 to 40 years of age are eligible to join this scheme. APY provides a pension ranging from Rs 1,000 to 5,000 rupees depending upon the subscriber's amount of contribution to the scheme. 13. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This scheme was launched on March 21, 2015 to provide industry-relevant skill training to youth. It was realized that after Class X and 12, there are a number of dropouts who join the unemployed youth. Hence, if they are guided to learn a vocational skill as per their aptitude, they can be usefully and gainfully employed. This plan is implemented with the help of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship through the National Skill Development Corporation. During 2015-16, 19.8 lakh youth were trained under this scheme. 14. National Heritage Development and Augmentation Yojana, RIDE. This scheme was launched on 21st of January 2015 to preserve and rejuvenate the rich cultural heritage of the country. This 500 crore program was launched by Urban Development Ministry in New Delhi. The primary aim of this program was to create one more avenue of employment generation for the skilled as well as unskilled labor and help as a poverty alleviation program. 15. The National Health Policy, 2017. This policy specifies targets for universalizing primary health care, reducing infant and under 5 mortality. preventing premature deaths due to non-communicable diseases as well as increasing government expenditure on health. As a step towards achieving universal health coverage, the Government of India has announced a health insurance to the tune of 1 lakh rupees for families below the poverty line. 16. Women Empowerment Campaign. For raising the level of female labor force participation, a number of initiatives have been taken including Stand Up India. The Women Empowerment Campaign is another effort focused on enabling digital literacy and gainful employment opportunities. Women employment centers are being established for providing comprehensive services at the village level. 17. Welfare measures during COVID-19. The Indian government undertook various fiscal policy measures to help the poor and vulnerable sections of the society during COVID-19. This included one of the world's largest food grains distribution program, direct cash transfer to 42 crore individuals and more than 20 crore women Jan Dhan accounts. Cash support to building and construction workers, additional pension payments and free gas cylinders. Garib Rozgar Abhiyan was launched on 20th of June, 2020 for a period of 125 days in 116 districts of 6 states. To provide employment and livelihood for migrant workers who had returned to their villages due to COVID-19 pandemic. It was possible to generate employment of about 51 crores through this Abhiyan.